will serve as a model for the entire region to follow. The 3 areas under this program are jobs and skills development, improved social dialogue with all stakeholders, including trade unions, employers, and laborers, and stronger governance through the modernization of labor laws, regulations, and policies. Ultimately, as we make progress on this agenda, we will ensure that Bahamian workers are respected, compensated, and protected according to international decent work standards.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, Minister of Tourism highlights record-breaking start to year and pledges aviation sector overhaul. Plus, long-awaited news for cancer patients announced by the Health and Wellness Minister. And a surge in attempted suicides. A pastor shares advice on mental illness. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This budget displays that we remain unwaveringly focused on our strategy of fiscal management and fostering growth.
Airport and infrastructural upgrades as the work continues on the Grand Bahama International Airport. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. The Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation making his contribution to the 2024-2025 budget debate today, touting the record-breaking year it has been for tourism in the first few months of this year, while pledging to change the face of the country's aviation sector. Raven Davis reports.
Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, commencing the budget debate with a compelling promise of substantial advancements in airport infrastructure within the upcoming year. He emphasized that these upgrades are integral to the Family Island Renaissance project, which has already made considerable progress across several islands, including Grand Bahama. Now, Cooper noted that demolition work has already begun at the Grand Bahama International Airport, indicating strong forward momentum.
We're building 2 beautiful elevated terminals in phase 1. This is a design-build project that we should have completed the refurbishment of the domestic terminal already, left as an eyesore by the 5 cabinet ministers the F&M had in Grand Bahama.
However, Cooper's statement drew criticism from St. Anne's Member of Parliament Adrian White, who defended the previous administration's efforts.
In regard to this Grand Bahama matter with 5 members of Parliament and 3 senators, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the Grand Lucayo was saved, jobs were saved, the airport...
Order, members.
The airport was acquired.
Unfazed by the critique, Cooper stood firm, announcing that the South Bimini Airport also will see a ribbon-cutting ceremony before 2025.
Just over 6 months ago, we signed a management agreement. Bimini Airport Development Partners. They assume management control. They have a brand new fire truck on the way. They signed a contract for civil works, Ministry of Works. There's massive airside developments. It's already started. The terminal will be unlike anything you now see in the Bahamas.
And he stressed that despite the country's improving fiscal performance, the government is tasked with finding innovative ways to fund these infrastructure projects, this necessity leading it to source external funding.
One of the highlights of this budget process is the $125 million Saudi Fund for Development loan to accelerate this airport renaissance program. The borrowing deal we struck that we will approve by this resolution is for 25 years, 2.5%, and no payment for 5 years. This is simply phenomenal.
Cooper highlighted that the budget showcases the government's strategic focus on fiscal management and economic growth. He proudly shared that from January to April 2024, there was a 12.4% increase in foreign air and sea arrivals compared to the same period in 2023, demonstrating that the Bahamas is on track for another record-breaking year in tourism. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, in a recent address, Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Michael Darville, provided significant updates on the Freeport Health Campus in Grand Bahama, affirming the project's progress. Darville also highlighting the comprehensive nature of the facility while making the announcement that what will bring relief to cancer patients on the island. The details in this report.
The Grand Bahama Health Complex is not a dream. It's not a clinic. It is a full tertiary facility that the Bahamian people and those in Grand Bahama can completely enjoy.
A huge announcement and financial relief for cancer patients in Grand Bahama came from the Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Michael Darville, during his budget communication. Upon completion of the Freeport Health Campus, patients will no longer need to travel to Nassau for treatment.
The oncology unit will be at this facility, and we will move from the Memorandum of Understanding with the Princess Margaret Hospital and the Rand Memorial Hospital and create the Rand Memorial Hospital in a full-fledged hospital that we have been crying for many, many, many years.
The Freeport Health Campus is more than a mere dream, the Minister of Health and Wellness stated in response to criticism.
We are moving swiftly to ensure that this mandate is completed before our term in office is completed.
Ground was broken on the project in May 2023, marking the beginning of a significant development for Grand Bahama.
The second phase, which is a 4-story tower, is set to go out for tender in September of this year. Construction on this design-build facility will break ground this year after the tender process is completed.
The Health and Wellness Minister also giving insight into the completion of the modular units at the Rand Memorial Hospital and its morgue facility.
And finally, we complete the modular units. Where we run into a difficulty in Grand Bahama, it will be completed by this Friday, making sure that we are ready for the hurricane season. Construction of the new Rand morgue is provisionally scheduled for completion in August 2024. The required equipment is being manufactured for shipment to the Bahamas, and once that equipment arrives, it will be put in place by our contractor.
The Grand Bahama Health Services has also partnered with Direct Relief for the construction of a cold storage facility, which will be used for vaccines and other supplies that require controlled temperatures.
The building will be located on a new greenfield site adjacent to the Hawksbill Clinic, and repairs and renovations for the Davies House will facilitate the provision for wound care, mammography, ophthalmology, and outpatient services for Grand Bahama residents. I am pleased to state on my feet that two new mammography machines have been ordered, one for New Providence and one for the island of Grand Bahama.
Switching gears now, police in Grand Bahama are investigating the circumstances surrounding an alleged attempted suicide involving a 19-year-old male. The incident reportedly occurred shortly after 5 p.m. on Tuesday at a residence in Coral Reef. Preliminary reports indicate that the victim was involved in an argument with a female known to him prior to ingesting a quantity of over-the-counter pills. The victim was transported by ambulance to the hospital for medical attention and evaluation. Police investigations continue. Well, a local pastor says he has seen an uptick in persons struggling with mental health. Tonight, he shares his story and offers words of hope to anyone contemplating suicide.
As mental health struggles rise in our community, Kyle Maycock, pastor of Freeport Bible Church, shares his struggles with depression for the past 19 years.
I know what it is. I know that this isn't me. All right, I know that. I know that's my mind or my emotions, or whether it be something chemical or whatever. I know that that's what it is. So I'm able to name it. That's one. Second, I've trained my mind to let my mind say whatever it needs to say, but I let the facts confirm what I feel. So if I'm in an environment where I feel as if nobody cares, that's what my mind may tell me, but I look around and I see different. And so I let the facts determine what is true to me and not my feelings.
He says dealing with depression or mental health is not easy, but there is hope. In just 2 months, the Northern Bahamas Police have recorded 1 suicide and 3 attempted suicides.
It has been a tremendous uptick, and that's a good thing, because historically, culture-wise, we've not done good in the behavioral sciences. We've not had a respect or appreciation for it. And I think that's been to our detriment.
Pastor Kyle says self-isolation can lead to self-destruction. When going through challenges, he said this may seem like the right thing to do. However, this is when you should seek help from your community, a local pastor, or a professional.
And so I would say isolation is not a good coping mechanism for when you feel like that. The impulse is to withdraw, but the necessity is to get into an environment, a healthy environment, where people can pick you up. Feel as if you're overwhelmed mentally, emotionally. Talk to professionals. Talk to professionals. Talk to people who are equipped to help you get healthy in your mind, in your psyche, in your emotions, in your spirit.
Feeling hopeless, you should always go back to your core values.
Anytime you hear a lot of attempted suicides, that's a sign of hopelessness, not necessarily pain. People usually choose to check out when they feel like there's no way to get better. And the emotional, sometimes even mental exhaustion takes a toll, and you just want to check out. It's to check your core belief system. And I think that's fundamental. We build our lives off what we believe is true. And if I believe that everything I experience now is the end of all things, then whenever I'm in a season of frustration or things aren't going my way, the very core of who I am gets lost in the pain. And so check your foundation.
Now, Maycock adds that surrounding yourself with a community that is willing to help you through your mental struggles is most important. But it is also important to remember that self-harm is never the answer. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Dr. Michael Darville, Minister of Health and Wellness, during his budget communication, also unveiling that the government is doing its part to address mental health. He says proactive measures will be undertaken by the mental health unit. These initiatives aim to bolster community resilience and extend vital assistance to individuals facing these types of challenges.
The Mental Health Program Unit is establishing connected pathways throughout the Family Islands to provide local mental health resources and support. 3 pathways have already been established in Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Cat Island, with plans to extend them across the archipelago. Additionally, we have launched a mental health peer counseling program in our secondary school, thanks to the support of the Minister of Education. And we plan, member for Angliston, to hire a few child health psychologists to support the various mental health services and initiatives in our school.
When we come back, hear how a local sorority is awarding the most improved students and showing them why they should continue to reach for the stars. Stay with us.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Mark it down in your calendar. June 13th, 14th, and 15th, it's Dolly Madison's store-wide Father's Day sale, where everything in the store will be 25% off. No red tags, no exclusions, everything. Store-wide, 25% off. So you can get Dad exactly what he needs at the best price. Dolly Madison's store-wide Father's Day sale. June 13th through 15th. Spend $100 or more now through June 15th, and you could win a 50-inch TV with a theater sound system.
On June 16th, guests are invited to join for Sunday brunch at the Grand Ballroom of the Grand Lucayan Hotel for the Father's Day edition, celebrating all dads. Enjoy an exquisite full buffet and live entertainment. Tickets are on sale now at Lighthouse Point Lobby.
Enter the Dress Your Dad competition June 3rd through 14th. Let us see how fast you can dress your dad. The competition date is June 22nd. Happy Father's Day from Esquires.
This Father's Day, let's celebrate Dad. Make him feel like the hero in your life by shopping with Bellevue Gifts. Lots of great gift ideas in stock, from wallets to pen sets, dominoes, backgammon, inspirational books, and fragrances. Happy Father's Day from Bellevue Gifts and Supplies.
Park and Shop is having a Father's Day sale, 25% off men's department, excluding red tags. June 14th and 15th. Store hours are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. The Grand Bahama Port Authority Andre Rogers Junior National Baseball Championships are set for June 20th to the 23rd on Grand Bahama. Come support the next wave of Bahamian Major League prospects in 8 and under, 10 and under, 12 and under, and 14 and under at Amera Baseball Park. The Grand Bahama Port Authority Andre Rogers Baseball Nationals are back. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahama Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated recently hosted a Reach for the Stars award ceremony recognizing academic achievement in the Grand Bahama community. The event celebrated the achievements of young scholars while inspiring them to aim for the highest heights. Raven Davis reports.
It was a gathering of the stars at Maurice Moore Primary School as students reaped the rewards of their hard work during the Reach for the Stars Award program. The event has been a cornerstone of the Grand Bahama Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated for the past 15 years. And according to Secretary Evelyn Glinton, it's a way to give back while also inspiring other students.
We felt that the top students are always the ones that get recognition. And so we wanted to do something that was different, and we wanted to reward and at the same time encourage and motivate. So we decided to give the award to the student who made the greatest improvement over the school year.
This ceremony featured beautiful singing and musical performances, along with an encouraging word from Pastor Laquez Williams, who used STAR as an acronym, encouraging students to shine in every capacity.
I believe that we are indeed the light of the world. And I believe that you are a great example, and because even up tonight it will signify that you're doing something so great, that you are set apart to be recognized for your accomplishments. And I believe that deserves a great round of applause.
The students were awarded in two main categories, one for primary school students and the other for those excelling in STEM fields, the recipients expressing immense gratitude.
I've always been very passionate about attending college and furthering my studies, and it is a dream of mine to become a pharmacist, and I am so grateful. I want to say a huge thank you to the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. This funding will help to alleviate some of the financial burden off of my parents.
I feel so blessed to have received this award, and I will really and truly appreciate it.
I put in a lot of hard work to get this award today.
As the program continues to be a beacon of inspiration, fostering a culture of excellence, the sorority plans to follow up with these students, encouraging them to become corporate citizens who continue to support programs that build up future generations. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, tell us what's happening in sports.
Well, Ramiko, coming up in sports, Freeport Mako Aquatics had a pretty impressive showing in New Providence. Don't go away. Sports is next after this break.
They're light, they're trendy, and they're comfortable. Get your Crocs. Now available at John West, Nassau, and Freeport. John West, let us put shoes on your feet. Big savings and bigger prizes. Enjoy 20% off store-wide, June 10th through 15th at Esquire Freeport. Enter the raffle to win a Valeria cruise, $100 gift basket, or a tool set. Happy Father's Day from Esquire Men's Store.
Celebrate this year's graduates by shopping with Bellevue Gifts, where you will find an array of graduation decor, confetti, foil balloons, tumblers, greeting cards, and gift sets. Congratulations to our 2024 grads from the management of Bellevue Gifts and Supplies.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
Hi, this is Sweet Emily.
This is me now, Funky D.
I'm Veronica Bishop.
Jump and dance, and hey, this is Gino D.
Lose me, let me go. I don't want to be inside no more. Hey y'all, this is your girl Nishi LS, aka Miss Loose Me.
Say she promised she gonna marry me. Oh yeah, look yo, get ready to mash this party up. It's grateful non-stop. It's your boy D-Mac.
Hard go. This your boy Shaq Crawley from Shaq Crawley and the VIPs. And listen, come go with me
To the best of the best, featuring the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands' best artists.
Come go with me. Rest where? The Grace Bay Plaza, Turks and Caicos Islands.
From June 27th to the 29th.
It's all about Grace Bay Plaza. D-Mac in the building.
Y'all don't want to miss it.
Grab your tickets now.
Grab your tickets now.
Get your tickets now, because I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I soon reach.
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 Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. I have a whole lot of sports for you. Flag football, softball. But let's begin with swimming. Swimmers from Mako Aquatics attended the Barracuda Swim Meet in New Providence. Kyrie Smith won second place High Point Trophy, age 8 and under.
Feels exciting because this is my last year in 8 and under. And it's good to feel that you get to go with other people and that you get to compete in these things.
Dion Morris in the 9-10 age group won third place High Point Trophy.
I feel great. This is my first time going to Goodwill. So yeah, it could be fun for me. And hopefully I get medals.
Now Kimani Cooper was the overall first place winner in the 9-10 age group. He won the High Points Trophy.
I felt very excited and I can't wait to win more. My favorite event is 200 breasts, and I think I'll do amazing at it in Goodwill.
Not to be left out, Logan Camacho in the 9-10 age group won second place High Point Trophy.
Yeah, I felt pretty good on the last 2 sessions, but on the first session I wasn't feeling too good. But in the last 2 sessions I felt like I did way better. I thought I was gonna make it, but I still had my fingers crossed. I was happy that I made it, and I think the team's gonna do good.
The 4 swimmers from Mako Aquatics Freeport made the Bahamas Aquatics 2024 Goodwill Games that is scheduled for August 16th through the 18th in St. Lucia. Next in sports, scores from the Grand Bahama Flag football semifinals in men's play. The defending champs Sky's the Limit Rock Boys destroyed GB Knights 31-2 to advance to the championship round. And the Three Links Boys got the win against the Oilers 19-7 to earn a spot in the title game. On the ladies' side, the Tritons shut out Fidelity Flames 20-0. Championships will be played on Sunday, June 22nd. It's a rematch of last year's championship games with the Three Links Boys versus the Rock Boys on the men's side. And in the ladies' matchup, the Tritons will play Fair Play Elites. And finally, in sports scores from the Grand Bahama Softball League, GB Health Services Shockwavers lost to the Police Royals 15-10. Steve Fantasy Ballers got the win against Taylor City 10-5, and Chad Investment was victorious against Kelly Sliders. The final score on that one was 8-5. Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Thanks, Jay. Here's a look at your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Don't go away. Our Facebook friend of the night is up next.
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Hi, this is Sweet Emily.
This is me now, Funky D.
I'm Veronica Bishop.
Jump and dance, and hey, this is Gino D.
Lose me, let me go. I don't want to be inside no more. Hey y'all, this your girl Nishi LS, aka Miss Loose Me.
Say she promised she gonna marry me. Oh yeah, look yo, get ready to mash this party up. It's grateful non-stop. It's your boy D Matt.
I go. This your boy Shaq Crawley from Shaq Crawley in the VIPs. And listen, come go with me
To the best of the best.
Featuring the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands' best artists.
Come go with me. Guess where? The Grace Bay Plaza, Turks and Caicos Island.
From June 27th to the 29th.
It's all about Grace Bay Plaza. D-Mark in the building.
Y'all don't want to miss it.
Grab your tickets now.
Grab your tickets now. Get your tickets now, because I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie, I soon reach.
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 Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Tonight's Facebook friend is Denaya Sweeting from St. George's High School, class of 2024. We congratulate you on your graduation, and we wish you all the best, and also a special happy birthday to Lachey McFall. We know you had a blast, and if you know someone who is graduating and you would like for them to be our Facebook friend of the day, be sure to send us an email with their picture at zns3news@gmail.com. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes your way next.
We have more than anyone else. We are the most. We are news leaders, and credibility is the order of the day.
Why don't you come to the most? Only the Sun can cover you better than our new digital product with exclusive stories and entertaining content.
We are the most. Community TV page and radio community announcements. The most viewers and listeners in the country.
We have the most years of Bahama history recorded. There's no archive like ours.
I came back home to bring you even more news and local programming. We're simply the most, the new ZNS.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Vontae, and welcome back to another episode of The Drop. Keep going.
2 minutes to airtime. I came back home to make sure you have the most in news and entertainment. We're simply the most.
And I came back home to make sure that you have the most in information, education, entertainment, and inspiration. We're simply the most. The new ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, double-digit arrivals in the cards for tourism. Find out what's behind the optimism and what this all means for local room inventory. Changing the narrative. African and Caribbean leaders unite to deepen trade and investment flows in the quest for accelerated development and economic prosperity. Plus, the government locks in a timeline to break ground on a new hospital here in the capital. And in sports, a change in how federations receive money. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. First quarter figures for the country's top industry has the man leading the charge making predictions that could blow even 2023's record-breaking 9.6 million plus visitors out the water. That is, if growth continues at its current pace. Cleopatra Murphy has more on how those numbers stacked up.
The Bahamas could see 12 million tourists in 2024 if the sector continues its robust growth. On the heels of a 12.4% increase in air and sea arrivals from January to April, Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, forecast another record-breaking year for the #1 industry.
That translates to almost 4 million visitors in 4 months. That's 4 million in 4 months. And if these average holds, and we hope it does, 1 million a month will result in a 20% increase year over year, or 12 million overall arrivals by year end.
In his contribution to the budget debate, the Minister of Tourism detailed that Nassau Paradise Island remains the most popular destination with 1.8 million visitors, a 13.2% increase for the same period, but that other islands are also seeing gains.
Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Eleuthera are also showing remarkable growth, with increase of 6.8%, 3.8%, and 3% respectively. Grand Bahama and Abaco continues to lead the way in the increase in arrivals by air, with 7% and 15.5% respectively.
Good news also for cruise arrivals, as from January to April, 3,210,541 visitors entered the country's cruise ports, a 14.8% rise from 2023. When it comes to stopover visitors, the minister points to a preference for extended stays, with average days from April to now 6.6 nights, with Africans staying on average 10.6 nights, and the Bahamas' largest market, Americans, accounting for 82% of stopover visitors. And it all bodes well for hotel revenue.
The average daily rate in March 2024 reached almost $600, a significant increase from previous years. This reflects both the high demand for quality accommodations and the premium that visitors are willing to pay for the unparalleled Bahamian experience.
On average, the minister says cruise passengers spend $100 to a stopover visitor's $2,800. Through the Smart City initiative, efforts are being made to get more guests off ships, an expenditure he says has contributed to direct spend of $6 billion. Cooper further boasts the numbers don't lie.
The head count in our top 2 hotels have grown from 8,600 in 2021 to 11,700 currently, reflecting a 36% increase.
In the face of tourism's exponential growth, the minister says the country will need to double room inventory over the next 10 years, begging the need for Bahamians to invest in the sector so as to attract high-value visitors and for the Bahamas to maintain its spot as a top tourism destination. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, lending to those high tourism numbers are the added number of heads and beds over the next few days as hundreds of African and Caribbean leaders file into Bahama Resort to attend the African Export-Import Bank's 31st annual meeting, its first to be held in the region. Delegates turning out to the first day with high hopes of charting the way forward for deeper financial ties. Devontae Hanna takes it from there.
The agenda for the next 3 days is packed with opportunities to learn, share, and network. I therefore wish you all a productive and successful annual meetings, and as I join my voice again in welcoming you to the Bahamas, I also encourage you to take some time and enjoy our beautiful islands.
And with that, Central Bank Governor John Roll opened the 3rd edition of the Africa Export-Import Bank's Trade and Investment Forum Wednesday morning at the Bahama Convention Center, bringing thousands together with one goal:
to advance trade and investment across the expanded space of the African diaspora.
Researchers say trade between Africa and the Caribbean holds enormous potential, with a projected total of $1.8 billion of goods and services to be traded by 2028. However, the International Trade Center's executive director, Dr. Pamela Cook-Hamilton, claims those numbers are swiftly declining and the time to take action is now.
But if we're going to tackle these challenges head on, we need more trade and investment between Africa and the Caribbean. If a region as small as the Caribbean can negotiate a reciprocal free trade agreement with Europe, then why should we not be able to do one with Africa?
The conference, according to head of the Bahamas Development Bank, Senator the Honorable Quinton Lightburn, will also give business owners access to much-needed funding from global investors.
We've been working with this for quite some time with African Development Bank and with their office in Barbados as well, trying to show and facilitate such a conference like this to show that we are pretty much in the Bahamas. We're looking from a global perspective in terms of facilitating business ventures and trade and finance.
Now, thousands will be here at the Bahama Convention Center, where they will hear from the experts on topics like economic transformation and free trade. It all ends on June 15th here. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Now, many of the attendees for the African Import-Export Bank's African Trade and Investment Conference flying in from various destinations, counted among them an inaugural visit from Ethiopian Airlines. Our Lloyd Allen has more.
What you're looking at behind me is the Ethiopian Boeing 787-800 series. This bringing in well over 300 persons from various parts of Africa, all for the AfriXM Conference 2024, slated for this week at the Bahama Resort. Now, we spoke with a number of those persons arriving in from Africa on their expectations on the conference.
I want to sort of learn more about what the African Import and Export Bank does, but also just get to know more people.
There's a lot to catch up as far as business between Africa and the Caribbean, and also what Afrexim Bank in particular has to offer, the impact it can make both in Africa and in this region.
We're talking about the funding and the support that African countries need, especially those of us from the developing third world still in Southern Africa. We do expect a lot of conversations that develop into actual deals and actual programs that will benefit our countries.
We hope to understand what global Africa is, and we hope to just experience the Afrexim Bank spirits at Nassau in Bahamas. We are ready for it.
During the conference, a cultural night is also set to introduce visiting Africans to Bahamian music and culture, and likewise do the same for Bahamians. We spoke with entertainers Kasimi Ann of Uganda and musician and artist Flavor out of Nigeria on their expectations.
I expect to break some ribs because I'm Africa's queen of comedy, and I want to crack some ribs as we celebrate on IGM.
Of course, a 5-star performance, for the people. Fully ready with my band and team, so we're ready for you guys.
During that arrival, local authorities allowing expedited customs and immigration clearance for the group, most of whom have been in transit for more than 48 hours. Over the next 3 days, the more than 3,500 attendees to the conference are expected to learn more about commerce between countries like the Bahamas and many African destinations. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
The World Bank's predicting that the global economy will stabilize for the first time in 3 years in 2024, but not how you think. According to its latest Global Economic Prospects report, global growth is projected to hold steady at 2.6% this year, before edging up to an average of 2.7% in 2025-2026, and that's well below the 3.1% average in the decade before COVID-19. The forecast implies that over the course of the next 2 years, countries that collectively account for more than 80% of the world's population and global GDP would still be growing more slowly than they did in the decade before COVID-19. Add to that, global inflation is expected to moderate to 3.5% in 2024 and 2.9% in 2025, but the pace of decline is slower than what was projected just 6 months ago. On our side of the globe, the Caribbean's growth is expected to strengthen to 7.1% this year, with robust performance continuing in 2025 at 5.7%. And speaking of the economy and growth in numbers, the Central Bank of the Bahamas marking its Golden Jubilee with a memorial lecture at the British Colonial Hotel this evening. Our Lloyd Allen is there. Lloyd, what can you tell us?
Well, good evening, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. Tonight, we're here at the British Colonial Hotel, where the Central Bank of the Bahamas is celebrating its 50th anniversary, launching with a lecture series. Now, a number of persons from the community will be here, and among the panelists is Acting President of the University of the Bahamas, Janine Hodder. President Hodder, of course, welcome to the Bahamas tonight. Talk to us a little bit about how the college has collaborated along with facilities like the Central Bank to further the economy.
Well, I'd like to start by wishing the Central Bank a very happy 50th anniversary. We're celebrating the same 50th anniversary at the University of the Bahamas. And I think I'd like to start by saying it's a great moment to celebrate the institutions that were created in independence to help build a nation, a mission we continue to support. For us, a lot of what we're doing right now that is in support of building resilience and looking at the future is tied to, first, we need to increase participation rates. We need to increase participation rates in tertiary education across both the University of the Bahamas, and I'm going to add also BTVI. We need to see more and more Bahamians benefit from tertiary education. Second, we need to diversify the kind of education and the kind of way we offer that education to continue to attract young adults, people in the workforce. And one of the things we're doing at the university now is, in addition to offering our baccalaureate degrees and our master's degrees, we're branching out and looking at offering skills-based education. We've had a very, very exciting opportunity to explore that with over 200 students doing a data analytics course this past fall with the support of Smarter Bahamas and His Excellency Bastian supporting that. And all of our graduates got jobs. And that tells us that in addition to the 4-year baccalaureate program, there's a place to expand short courses, stackable credentials that people can use either as part of their undergraduate degree, without an undergraduate degree, or after their undergraduate degree. So building resilience is also diversifying what we offer and also the modalities we offer, whether we offer it online or hybrid. So we're doing a lot of things to make sure that we reach as many Bahamians as we can in support of our mission to support and drive national development.
Well, of course, Makusha, there will be more unfolding here tonight, including an address from the Governor of the Central Bank, Mr. John Rule. Reporting here from the British Colonial Hotel for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Lloyd. Still to come, consumers likely to soon save on energy costs. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
It's so radical. New, the Kentucky Pizza Sandwich. Crispy chicken topped with marinara sauce, mozzarella, and pepperoni. It's so new. It's so radical. Order your Pizza Sandwich now at kfcnassau.com. It's finger-licking good.
When we started Stormframe Windows in 1999, we wanted to fabricate an impact-rated product to compete with the Florida market, and we've done this. There's no fabricator or vendor from Florida that can do what we can in the Bahamas. Because we fabricate locally and we're a local-based company, we have the capability to provide better customer service than our competitors. With all the worldwide supply chain issues, we at Stormframe have improved our fabrication process and have invested in stock to be able to produce our orders in 4 weeks. We also keep in stock over 400 windows and doors at standard sizes for walk-in customers to purchase. Our professional sales staff is here to assist you with the complete purchase and installation. We also service and ship to the out outlets.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Bank of the Bahamas understands that excellence in banking is not just a goal, but an unending journey. In just a few years, we have doubled the number of ATMs in our network. We've renovated facilities in Freeport and introduced new state-of-the-art premises in Nassau. Updated our website, making it easier for clients to stay in touch. And with our new mobile app, you can bank on the go 24/7. We've upgraded our cards to secure chip and contactless technology and introduced a chip and contactless debit card. And there's more to come, because excellence isn't about reaching a pinnacle. It's about cultivating a business that puts you at the center. BOB, your bank of solutions.
We all know that our country's electricity infrastructure is decades old. It is breaking down, it is too expensive, and it cannot transmit clean energy. Small changes aren't enough. We are taking it all on. Upgrading and modernizing the grid. Solar power, major energy reform. That's how we get to lower prices and more reliable electricity. It will not happen overnight, but it will be game-changing. A new energy era for the Bahamas.
Did you know you can pay your bills on the Cash and Go app?
For real?
Transfer funds internationally, right from the Cash and Go app.
See, Dad? I told you.
Did you know that you can apply for a loan right on the Cash and Go app?
No way!
Pay staff right from the Cash and Go app.
Well, Moto.
It's the app for me.
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 It's gonna be a hot summer. Get ready for the NACAC Athletics 3rd Annual New Life Invitational as the race to Paris continues. Join us on Sunday, June 16th at the original Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium as Team Bahamas and over 170 international track and field athletes from over 18 countries compete for another chance to qualify for the Paris Olympics. Gates open at 5 p.m. Races start at 6 p.m. Don't miss the exciting individual races and relays from world champions and Olympians. Watch the epic showdowns between countries from around the world like Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, the United States, Canada, Liberia, and our very own Team Bahamas as they all battle in one of their last chances to qualify for Paris. Buy your tickets today at nacacparis.com or NACACparis.com. That's the New Life Invitational, Sunday, June 16th. It's gonna be hot. You don't want to miss it.
Well, what you doing here?
I dig in the well to connect to the house I'm building for me and Mavis.
Why you just don't call water and sewage?
Call them for what?
To get your city water. You don't have to worry about your water cutting off when the power cut off. And your water's clean and safe, free from coliform bacteria.
Cauliflower what?
Call us at 302-5500 to make the switch from well water to city water for a more fresh, reliable water supply for you and your family.
Life's twists, turns, and defining moments. RBC is a land for all of you.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Energy and Transport Minister, the Honourable JoBeth Colby-Davis, today breaking down how consumers are likely to save on energy costs in the coming months. In doing so, she also explained how BPL's equity rate adjustment will impact consumers.
Beginning on the 1st of July 2024, a new equity rate adjustment will make bills more affordable for most Bahamian families immediately. Madam Speaker, the equity rate adjustment, or ERA, creates a more equitable balance to the current tariff structure and encourages energy conservation. The primary beneficiaries are residential consumers, as the first 200 units base rate will drop to zero.
Minister, who is contributing to today's debate on the 2024-2025 budget, reasons that combining the drop in the residential tariff and the change to the fuel charge will have this effect on electricity bills.
Example 1, the average residential bill is 655 kWh. So they will save about 460 over a year with ERA. Example 2, if your residential bill is more modest at 200 kWh, so it don't go over 200 at all for the month. We have plenty of those, Madam Speaker, families. Then you will save 323 a year with ERA.
In related news, while the Chamber of Commerce and Employees Confederation applauds the government's long-term move to secure energy infrastructure, it's very concerned with the policy shift's short-term impact, and so much so that it's open to working closely with the government, BPL, and any proposed partners to ensure its safe, secure, and successful implementation. Our Alta V's Munnings joins us in studio to tell us more about it. Alta?
And Makushla, you know, energy reform is on the minds of not only the Chamber, but consumers all across the country. And we know the government is ensuring that energy reform remains a priority for the government. Well, we can tell you that on this past Monday, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis and Energy and Transport Minister the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis ushered in that new energy era, rescuing Bahamas power and light, reducing energy costs, building 21st century infrastructure, lowering the cost of doing business, all while also making energy efficient upgrades. Well, from the Chamber of Commerce and Employer Confederation's point of view, they're bothered over what appears to be a strategy to increase energy costs for certain consumers using in excess of 800 kilowatt hours a month. That will impact most businesses in the country, leading to what the Chamber believes will be hampering the cost of doing business. Now, the organization feels this could eventually increase goods and services prices, which they say could offset some of the benefits provided by energy cuts to other consumers. Energy auditors are also providing the Chamber with certified energy audits at reduced rates, which in turn offers viable recommendations for energy savings options. This has prompted the Chamber, though, to produce some energy proposals of their own. Energy efficiency upgrades that will see utilities scale solar generation in New Providence, Family Island hybrid grids for solar power, modern grid technology, LNG investment, and Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute training for technicians. Now, when it comes to renewable energy sources, the Chamber's suggesting oceanic currents, wave energy, and wind, which will generate energy 24 hours a day, unlike solar, which can only be effective on sunny days during daylight hours. Another suggestion, feasibility studies to be conducted by competent Bahamian energy and environmental experts, not only on these alternative sources, but on the possible impacts of liquefied natural gas. With all that said, the Chamber still remains uneasy about opportunities for Bahamian companies to address the project needs, like the land clearing, construction, installation, generation, and upgrades, etc., to ensure inclusivity. Dialogue and inclusion of those sectors imperative in the policy changes and its impact on the business and residential clientele and infrastructural developments like the Chamber of Commerce, environmental agencies, and the Small Business Development Center. Also add to that contingency measures that address any unforeseen challenges to ensure that potential shocks are buffered and quickly resolved, especially within the business community. Now, Makush, the Chamber's release concluded emphatically that they want to partner with the government, Bahamas Power and Light, and other proposed partners in order to ensure that the new energy era has a very successful implementation. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Alto. It's now just a wait and see to see if the government accepts that invitation. Well, in other news this evening, the health minister going on the defensive in the face of continued pushback to the new multi-million-dollar hospital proposed for the capital. LaDon Davis has the details.
The government holds that the 71-year-old Princess Margaret Hospital has outgrown its capacity to keep up with the country's high healthcare demand, but having staged 2 town meetings on a proposed new hospital for the New Providence Highway, it continues to garner mixed reviews from residents in that area.
It's more accessible rather than having to go all the way downtown and having to deal with all the traffic and congestion and stuff that they have out there. But the consensus is it's a better proposal that they should have come up with years ago.
My house right now value about $300,000, and now the value will drop like about $150,000, and I don't think that's fair.
In hopes of winning over his detractors, Health and Wellness Minister the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville sought to again defend what's on the table.
Well, we do apologize for that report. In this week's episode of Leno's Wealthwise, we're going to learn about a concept that's important to everyone. Here's Amajal Knowles.
As we begin our journey to becoming wealth-wise, one of the most important first steps is learning about budgeting. To tell us all about it is Cleora Farquharson, Vice President of Business Development and Client Relations at Leno Corporate Services.
At Leno, we built our reputation on educating the public. And one of the things that I insist upon is financial literacy. Budgeting is one of the first tools you'll need on your journey to financial literacy.
So just what is a budget? And how do we set one up?
A budget is a simple financial plan that's going to show you what monies you have coming in and what monies are going out over a certain period. Your salary, if you have any dividends, if you have any apartments on rent, and then what you do is you have that on, I always say, on the left side, it's very easy, and then on the right side of this document, you have your expenses. Your expenses are money that you have going out. That's going to be your fixed expenses, things like that won't change on a monthly basis, like your rent, mortgage, etc. Then you have a section for your variable expenses. These are expenses that will change on a monthly basis. That's things like utilities, your gas, your water, light. And then what you do on a monthly basis, you simply subtract your income from your expenses, and then you're going to come up with a net amount. For a family, it's just going to be, the only difference will be is that you'll have two incomes and possibly more expenses. But the concept on a monthly basis is the same.
Now, how can Leno assist us with this budget process and help make us really wealth-wise once we have our budget in hand?
We're going to create a budget for you. We're going to identify your income. We're going to identify your expenses. And if at the end of your first tenure, your expenses are greater than your income, I'm going to sit with you and we're going to figure out how we're going to cut those expenses or increase your income so that you're going to have a positive net income at the end. And then that positive money, we're either going to use to either pay off debt or increase your savings.
Now, how can you learn more about this important step on the road to becoming wealth-wise?
And if you want to get in contact with us, you can check our website out, www.lenobahamas.com, or I give people my personal cell numbers. Call me at 824-6144. I will be happy to sit with you and assist with all your financial needs.
Now, don't forget to tune in next Wednesday for the next episode of Leno's Wealthwise. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Well, we still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall is back with a look on what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for tonight, it is Davis Cup tie time once again. We'll give you details of how the team continues preparations ahead in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
Providing an escape to the beauties of island life in the Bahamas, owner of Island Escape Tours, Sonia Adderley, shared with us the vision behind her tour and transportation service.
Island Escape Tours is actually a boutique company. We're small. We're like a family. We do ground transportation, airport, hotel. We do tours, whatever any of the other companies do as far as tour operation. We can do it as well.
Tour operator Henry Dummett, a 32-year ground transportation specialist who went viral this year for his quality service, explained why he's passionate about being a tourism ambassador for the country.
I enjoy my country. I love my country. And to be able to explain to persons what they are going to experience is a plus. Because as the people who are easygoing, kind, courteous, and congenial, that's all we can do. You have to give out what God has put inside of us for others to enjoy. And this nation is not only for us to enjoy, but for the entire world on the whole. You'll have a tour that's meaningful and appreciative, and one that's memorable. And as a result, they'll be back over and over again, and they will spread by word of mouth the advertisement for us.
Henry's not a complainer, whatever the task is. He's willing to go above and beyond. And, that's a remarkable thing. We're very proud of him. We always have clients who come back and, it's like, can I have Henry? I want Henry as my driver. And so, that makes you feel good.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
I feel like fathers are so important in all kids' lives. My dad, he was my inspiration growing up. He taught us that hard work and grit. And, it was a little tricky being coach and athlete, but I loved every bit of it. I don't think that I would have had the success that I have today if it wasn't for my dad being involved. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers around the world. Thank you for all that you do for us. We love you. Alive. Believe. Invest.
Simplified Lending, we know that your time is precious. So we've unscrambled the loan process, making it fast and hassle-free. You can have your answer in as little as 24 hours. When you qualify, we simplify. We are the best borrowing solution for tuition, home renovation, vacation loans, emergency medical expenses, purchasing a vehicle, and for business expansion loans. Simplified Lending for simplified living. Call us today or find us in the R&D Plaza on JFK Drive.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. Cause when I turn to party, it's drunk and I got me wet. So, boy, my island.
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
Here's a throwback to Automania 2023. Are you ready for what's to come? Eight auto dealers, up to 100% financing. We're going all the way. No brakes, just gas. BOB Automania 2024. Let's ride.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
Here's an energy-efficient business tip brought to you by the Small Business Development Center. With solar panels, your business can reduce energy costs and sell excess energy back to your utility provider. The key is to implement the 9 tips previously mentioned before determining if a large or small solar system is necessary for additional cost savings. To become an energy-efficient business, call the Small Business Development Center at 242-461-7232 or log on to our website at www.sbdcbahamas.com.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
We're learning a bit more about the proposed therapeutic boarding school for at-risk boys as announced during the Education Minister's budget contribution on Monday. Speaking more to the issue in the House of Assembly Tuesday was Social Services Minister, the Honorable Miles LaRota, who actually chaired Cabinet's subcommittee on the proposal. He reiterated Cabinet's agreement to capture those students who are chronically problematic in schools but who have not yet been brought before the courts. The minister further explaining that initially, this population will include male students not in a wholesome family structure.
Will include a psychological, educational, academic, and vocational criteria and a multidisciplinary boarding school approach for at-risk boys between the ages of 11 and 14, between ages 14 years and older. The primary elements of the program are inclusive of academic development, therapy, emotional development, career skills development, and physical development. These features will be encompassed with housing, trauma-informed staff, and family involvement components that aim to provide positive family structure for the students, staff training, and various forms of family engagement. This program will also be scalable and therefore adaptable to other daytime school populations.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
We all know that our country's electricity infrastructure is decades old. It is breaking down, it is too expensive, and it cannot transmit clean energy. Small changes aren't enough. We are taking it all on. Upgrading and modernizing the grid, solar power, major energy reform. That's how we get to lower prices and more reliable electricity. It will not happen overnight, but it will be game-changing. A new energy era for the Bahamas.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Celebrating the grads and thanking the dads. That's super value and quality supermarkets. Rainbow corn chicken, 12 ounce, $1.99. Sea bass chunk tuna, 5 ounce, 2 for $1.89. Nesca yellow grits, 1 pound, $1.49. Chicken drumsticks, 99 cents per pound. Panama raw shrimp, $41.50, 12 ounce, $4.99. Save all summer long at super value and quality supermarkets.
Bahamas Striping Group of companies citing some challenges in its paving works over in Exuma, but according to General Manager Melanie Roche, there appears to be light at the end of the tunnel. She shares some of what was encountered in Baritari.
We are almost finished with Baritari. I tell you, we'll be very happy when we finally finish with Baritari. That was challenging because of all of the the levels that we had to raise. Some areas we had to raise over 3, almost 4 feet. We also had to put in a number of culverts. We also found a lot of caverns in the road reservation that had to be dealt with. Some of them were 10, 15, 20 feet deep.
Also spoke of other aspects of the work.
From there, we will move into Rollville and gradually work our way eastward. We have the designs now for the roads in the west, so we're looking at those. They also present some challenges with regards to low-lying areas. So we are working with our design engineers and with the Ministry of Works to come up with a reasonable solution for the drainage problems that they've been experiencing in the west.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Patricia. We continue to have that tropical moisture stream across parts of the northwest Bahamas, and that's supporting some showers and thunderstorms. But here in the capital, we have cloudy skies, temperature at 84 degrees. The relative humidity is still very rich at 80%. South-southeast winds at 11 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure of 1,015.0. That's 29.97 inches. And your temperatures around the islands this evening, 77 in Marshall, Abaco, Greentoll, Key at 75 also at Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Berry Islands, 85. Alistan, Bimini, 79 degrees. 86 over in Harbor Island and Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Fresh Creek and Central Andros at 83 degrees, 86 in Kemp Space on Andros, Black Point, Exuma, 85 degrees, 86 in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador at 84, Rum Key, 87 degrees, Georgetown, Exuma, 86, 85s in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, 87 degrees, Ackland's very warm at 89, 84 degrees in Matutani, Nagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight in the northwestern parts of our country, the winds are going to be southeast to south at 12 to 18 knots, a wave height 3 to 6 feet with caution flags in place for your boaters. High tide will occur at 1:26 in the morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands, tonight, southeasterly flow 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then tomorrow for the entire 700 islands, those winds are going to be southeast, increasing further 15 to 20 knots. The wave height is building up 4 to 7 feet, so the caution flags will be extended throughout the central and southeastern islands beginning tomorrow, with your low tide taking place at 7:58 in the morning and the high tide at 2:05 in the afternoon. And then on Friday, for all areas, the winds remain out of the southeast, but again, still increasing 15 to 25 knots. Very rough sea conditions at 5 to 8 feet over the ocean. So we will bump that caution flag up to an advisory on Friday for boaters, with the low tide taking place at 8:24 in the morning and the high tide at 2:58 in the afternoon. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Scream and shout, I am fire and brimstone coming out of my mouth. I'm extreme, there's something, oh, yeah, man. Well, hey, na 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 na, hey, 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 na na.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's NUA. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
June is the start of summer and hurricane season. Prepare for both at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Libby Spaghetti and Meatballs, 15-ounce, $1.59. Par Excellence Long Grain or Par Boiled Rice, 5 pounds, $3.99. First Choice Sugar, 4 pounds, $2.69. Angus Ribeye Steaks, $13.99 per pound. Whole watermelons, $6.99 each. Save all summer long at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, in his contribution to the budget early this week, announcing 2 major changes as to how things will be done, one of which will be how federations will receive funding.
Grants will now be awarded biannually, presenting full or partial funding options in each cycle. Federations and associations can seamlessly submit grant application and waiver requests online, ensuring a smooth process and expedient approvals. Special grants will also be available to facilitate all of those unexpected needs. These grants will cover up to 25% of an organization's annual base grant.
Now, Minister Boleg adding that the sports policy will also be amended to accommodate this.
We're actively reviewing and updating the national sports policy to keep pace with the change in the sports world. These updates will help us compete internationally and regionally by incorporating new technology, training methods, and anti-doping regulations. The update to the policy will also address the needs of the underrepresented groups like people with disability. It will assist us to allocate resources more effectively, prioritize impactful programs and infrastructure. This structured approach will ensure that resources are used strategically to build a sustainable future for Bahamians in sports.
Preparations continuing for the upcoming Davis Cup tie in Paraguay. The team already selected, practice sessions underway. Swanson Gibson checking in on the squad's progress.
Selected to play for Team Bahamas in Paraguay are Dante Ambrista, Rodney Carey, Michael Major Jr., Denali Nottage, and Justin Roberts. This roster, captained by Coach Ricardo Demerit, will battle in the Americas Group 3 category. First-timer Michael Major Jr. analyzed his team's chemistry and his expectations.
Means a lot to me, you know. I'm with a group of guys that I've known my whole life. Ricardo was actually one of my coaches in the past, and he took me on my first national team trip, so I'm confident in his ability to coach our team, and I think we have a great group of guys, and I really think we could do some damage in Paraguay.
Davis Cup veterans Dante Ambrister and Denali Nottage praised Coach Demerit's means of preparation and discussed adjusting to playing on a clay surface.
Coach Ricardo done a terrific job in terms of preparing us, just, extending the lungs, just working us hard, cardio and all of that, just pushing us to our limits to prepare for that.
We're going on a clay court, down here in the Caribbean, you don't get that much opportunities to play on clay. So I feel us training on clay will get the body right, the mind right, so we can get well prepared for the competition.
The 2024 Davis Cup is set for June 17th through the 22nd. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
And that's your check on sports for you here on this Wednesday. Our Wednesday weather forecast right around the corner. Stay with us.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. Cause when I turn to party, this drunk and I got me wet. So, boy, my island.
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
This year, we were proud to introduce our theme, Under the Sea, and bring awareness to the importance of sustainable fishing and conservation of our amazing marine resources like lobster, the Nassau grouper, and conch. Moving forward every Boxing Day, the group will focus on a new cause as aligned with our key brand pillars and engaging an iconic Bahamian musician to create and perform a song to promote that cause.
Protecting the environment, boy. 35 years as the mayor of the Bahamas.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we continue to monitor this area of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico, now approaching the west coast of northern Florida, and that continued to drag with it lots of tropical moisture across the Florida Peninsula and the northwest Bahamas, firing up showers and thunderstorms, which are heavy at times, particularly around Bimini, North Andros, the Berry Islands, Grand Bahama, and the Abacos. We here in the capital, we're right on the outer fringes of that, so we'll occasionally get some occasional light rains over the course of the next few days. As you can see on our satellite picture, much of the heavy stuff now impacting Bimini as we speak. Northern Andros is in the mix, and that's being advected now towards the Grand Bahama and the Abacos. South of that, we will have some heavy cloud cover right into the parts of the southeast Bahamas over the next few days as that system continues to trek towards the north and east. Now, tonight here in the capital, we're looking at cloudy conditions, a bit on the warm side because of that heavy deck of cloud and those winds out of the southwest, creating that humid conditions, but we'll still have a couple of brief showers during the late part of the night with your low temperature getting down to 79 degrees. Now, tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy once again, a bit breezy. Those winds will continue to increase over the next several days. So once again, we're asking voters to exercise extreme caution over the next several days. 89 degrees will be a high temperature tomorrow, and the extended weather forecast looking like this. The wet stuff will be with us right into Saturday. Come Sunday, we'll get a bit of a break on Father's Day for you, but there could still be one or two residual showers lurking around, particularly during the morning hours. And then come Monday, things become more scattered, and then we get a little break on Tuesday with showers once again returning very scattered on Wednesday of next week. Temperature-wise, though, not too bad, but it will feel very uncomfortable because of that southwesterly flow, which will be with us for the next 3 days or so. Makisha.
Well, thanks, Basil. And finally, tonight.
You are amazing, just the way you are. Thank you, parents.
It's award season everywhere you turn. The academic and athletic elites all closing out the school year with awards and prizes. Well, today, St. Thomas More Primary sought to recognize and applaud all those parents and guardians who sought to create the foundation for their child's success. One by one, certificates were distributed to the honorees of each grade level of Sparks Nation.
So we're so happy to announce our Mother of the Year at St. Thomas More School. Everybody wait in anticipation. Our Mother of the Year for the 2023-2024 academic year. Of course, a parent of St. Thomas More School, a hard worker, a supporter.
Revelation.
Let's welcome our Mother of the Year, Tequila Knowles. Our Father of the Year for the academic year 2023-2024. This parent can call on him anytime, willing to assist, supporter, humble, you name it, you got it. Please stand and let's welcome our Father of the Year, Brian Davis Sr.
Now, this is the first time SDM has staged a parents' assembly. St. Thomas More principal Dr. Renee Mortimer says there were numerous parents to choose from, but judges arrived at the final two. And that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
We have more than anyone else. We are the most. We are news leaders, and credibility is the order of the day.
Why don't you come to the most? Only the Sun can cover you better than our new digital product with exclusive stories and entertaining content.
We are the most. Community TV page and radio community announcements. The most viewers and listeners in the country.
We have the most years of Bahamian history recorded. There's no archive like ours.
I came back home to bring you even more news and local programming. We're simply the most, the new ZNS.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Vontae, and welcome back to another episode of The Drop.
2 minutes to airtime. I came back home to make sure you have the most in news and entertainment. We're simply the most.
And I came back home to make sure that you have the most in information, education, entertainment, and inspiration. We're simply the most. The new ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.